Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Sounds like a quote from a philosopher, doesn't it? Well, it is actually a quote from Albert Einstein. He is known to be a famous scientist, but he was much more than that. A little background on Einstein's life. He was born in 1879 in Germany to Hermann and Pauline Einstein and had a sister named Marie. His father and his uncle owned a company that made electrical equipment. When he was a teenager, their factory was not doing well, so the Einstein families moved to Italy, leaving Albert in Munich to finish his schooling. This was traumatic for Einstein. He was unhappy to be by himself, and was asked to leave the school for his criticizing of authority. He rejoined his family in Italy and asked his father to become a citizen of Switzerland. He told his father that the overemphasized military mentality of the German state was alien to him, and he could no longer be a citizen of Germany. In 1901, he graduated from the Swiss Federal Polytechnic School in Zurich, Switzerland, and in 1905 he got his doctorate degree. An article in Time magazine states that Einstein was slow in learning how to speak. His parents even consulted a doctor. He also had a cheeky rebelliousness towards authority, which led one headmaster to expel him, and another to amuse history by saying that he would never amount to much. But these traits helped make him a genius. Einstein may have been slow to learn to speak, but the teachers who said that he wouldn't amount to anything was definitely proven wrong. As a scientist, he continued to rebel against authority and did not always agree with the accepted science of the day. He remained open-minded and questioned other scientists' work and his own work until he found the answers he was looking for. He wasn't satisfied until the work was right, and that made him a great scientist. I am not Einstein, but I share his attitude towards science. When I was young, we were taught in school that we were headed towards global cooling and a second ice age. I believed it because my teacher said it was so. As I have matured, my attitude toward science has changed. In recent years, there have been lots of articles and talk about global warming or climate change, but I have not decided what I believe. It seems like just about everything is being blamed on climate change. Numberwatch.co has a list of almost 800 things that have been blamed on climate change. This list includes plane crashes, cats being more amorous, acne, a colder planet, and an attack of a killer jellyfish. It doesn't seem like science to me. It seems more like a catch-all for events that we don't have an answer to. I do believe that we have an obligation to take care of our planet. Recycling and reusing as much as possible to leave resources available for future generations makes sense. But I believe more scientific evidence is needed before I will accept climate change as a proven science. Do scientists have a moral obligation to refuse to engage in research that might be used to produce destructive technology? This is one of the questions in the Thinking Outside of the Box on page 374 of our textbook. Dictionary.com defines a moral obligation as an obligation arising out of considerations of right and wrong. A person's sense of moral obligation is formed by family, social, and other influences. By the time he grew up and became a scientist, Einstein was a humanist and a pacifist who saw science in its wider social context. A humanist is a person that emphasizes the value of human beings to improve their lives by using reason rather than submitting to tradition and authority. A pacifist is a person who believes that war and violence are unjustified. Events in his childhood and the rising power of Hitler helped shape Einstein's views on the world. He moved to the United States in 1933 when Adolf Hitler was appointed as the chancellor because he feared for his safety. He accepted a position at the Institute for Advanced Studies in Princeton, New Jersey, and continued his work in activism. Einstein's involvement with the development of the atomic bomb was minimal. However, it influenced the rest of his life. He was asked by colleagues to write a letter to President Roosevelt asking him to develop the atomic bomb before Germany did. In this letter, he stressed that after it was developed, it should never be used on people. In my research of him, I found this quote that he made about the atomic bomb. I made one great mistake in my life when I signed the letter to President Roosevelt recommending that atom bombs be made, but there was some justification, the danger that the Germans would make them. He had supported the development of the bomb by the United States as a deterrent for war, and it was used to end a war, but many lives were lost because of its use. After the bomb was detonated in Hiroshima, Japan, he became an anti-war and anti-nuclear activist. Everyone has moral obligations, but it may be more difficult for scientists. They may be working on an experiment or theory that they believe will help people, and another scientist could use it for different results. Scientists did not stop experimenting and developing new theories after the atomic bomb, and they are not going to stop now. Their justification is similar to Einstein's. They want to discover or create something before other scientists do. There are two other quotes by Einstein that I believe are related to this moral dilemma. The first one is, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. And the second one is, faces a crisis, as yet unperceived by those possessing power to make great decisions for good or evil. The unleashed power of the atom has changed everything save our modes of thinking, and we thus drift towards unparalleled catastrophe. Hopefully, the scientists of today will listen to his words when they are working, and tragedies like Hiroshima can be prevented in the future.